Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. It is a bonus Friends of Old Town episode today. I know everyone just got to hear you last week, Brady, when we were at an affair to remember.
More the merrier, right?
But you are my hero today because in the midst of apple blossom and all of the craziness, you are always available for me. Thank you.
Of course. Happy to do it.
As is Holly, because
Yes.
I joked with you, Holly would have been my go-to anyway.
That's true, and here we both are.
Yes.
And it's perfect timing. So we're sitting here on Thursday afternoon. Apple Blossom is upon us. A ton of Apple Blossom events have already started. People are listening at lunchtime on the radio on Friday. Your patio, Holly Redding, Winchester
Yes.
Brew Works, is going to be open.
It is. It just opened last week, and it is bigger and more beautiful than we thought.
Really?
It turned out great, yeah.
Because you never know with some of those things. A
I
lot
know.
of promises, but the deliverables sometimes can fall a little short.
They finished a full week earlier than anticipated, and it looks better than we expected. And we're really excited about it. We've decorated. There's flowers.
So, Brady, Apple Blossom itself, what happens here on Cameron Street?
Well, Cameron Street is like the staging area for the firefighters parade.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so if you come down here, I mean, usually Brew Works has a ton of firefighters in here, just kind of drinking some water, getting ready to be out there. But it's lined up just fire engines up and down, and there's some really cool ones from, I think Historic Vienna has one that comes in. So
Yeah.
it's really cool, really fun.
It's one of the things that we used to do on the regular. Like, I would skip the actual parade because you can come down and see the lineup on Friday and get to talk to the people and do all of those things. I love that it happens right here in front of your place because now people can sit and have a beer if they're a little fed up with whatever else might be happening on the mall or anywhere else. They have a respite.
Yes, we love doing that. The first responders and the firefighters and everybody that's part of the parade come in to visit and hang out. And if it's hot, get out of the heat. If it's raining, get out of the rain. You never know what Apple Blossom Friday is going to bring. So we love being a spot for them to hang out. But then customers love it. They'll sit on the patio, which is finally done, and be able to, drink and watch them all get lined up. And people can walk up and down Cameron because, of course, it's closed to traffic, and talk to people and get first point of view from all the trucks. It's pretty cool.
I think it's great, too, because it's a spot where you can grab food off the midway and bring
Yeah.
it in here and get a beer, get a drink, and just
Oh,
hang
yeah.
out. Do like a halftime almost.
Yeah.
Like you walk the mall, you come in here. I don't think you sober up, but, you can rest a little bit. Like you said, whatever weather's happening, you come in here, wait it out.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Do you have more tables? What did, from a space perspective, how did the patio shake out from the before to the after?
So I'll say it's almost the same size, which is shocking. We thought it would be smaller. It is longer and more narrow than our other one, but square footage wise is the same. So yeah, we have about the same number of tables and chairs out there. And it's really cool because when things are going on, you can see the construction from our patio, which is just like a fun thing to watch. But we are really pleased with how it turned out right up next to the building. And now we're ADA accessible again, which is a relief. And it fits quite a few people out there.
And the door's going to be usable.
Yes,
People can come
you
in the
can still
door.
use the door. If anybody remembers how to get to it,
I know, right?
it is still accessible.
It's been so long.
I know.
Yeah, it's been a little, I didn't even know she had a front door because
Oh.
I always came in, which
We
one
had
is
to make a
considered the front
video.
door?
I think the one on camera, but we did have to make a video telling people, like, yeah, we do have a front door when our side door was closed because nobody knew how to get here.
And then once you survive
Yes.
the bloom,
Yes.
you've got a really big anniversary that's coming up on its heels.
We do. So our 10-year anniversary is on Saturday, May 16th here.
Mine
So congratulations. Look at us. So we've been moving to Shaken for 10 years, and we are so excited to celebrate with the community.
Do you have cool, fun things planned?
So nothing too wild because, unfortunately, because of the construction, we don't have space for a food truck and vendors like we have in the past. But we are releasing most of our beers that we released on our grand opening 10 years ago. So that'll be fun. So we're doing some teasers here and there. So there might be a mango wheat or a coconut canoe love, which are crowd favorites from our grand opening. So those might make a reappearance on May 16th.
That is so cool. And it's so great that you're able to do that because there are some people out there that probably have been waiting for 10 years for
Yes.
you to bring those
Yeah,
back.
we do not bring those back very often. They're kind of a pain to make. They're delicious, but we don't do them too often. So we're very excited about bringing some of those beers back.
And it's funny that you say that because those were your initial beers. And now here you are 10 years later, realizing that there is an easier way and
Yes.
better beers
Yes.
that you can make.
We have any given day like 20 to 25 different brews on tap. And that from our grand opening, I think we had 6 beers on tap. So things have come a long way, yeah.
What's your favorite beer that you guys have ever made?
Or my favorite beer that we've ever made, I think, is our milk and cookies
What?
like milk stout. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good.
That's really
yeah,
good.
no. Yeah.
What if it was orange?
Nah, well, maybe orange dreamsically, but no. She knows I am the fruity girl. I'm not a fan of beer. She and I have had this
Yeah.
conversation so many
Well-
times, but I like the fruit.
For the non-beer lovers, we have 2 different hard seltzers. We have got hard seltzer-based slushies, hard seltzer-based cocktails, and then for Apple Blossom, we worked with our friends at Walsh Family Vineyards, and we have 3 different wines.
Get out.
Chilled rosé, yeah. And we are working with our friends at Old Town Cidery. So we've got their Bloomtown, I believe is what they call it, strawberry hard cider, and their Valley Roots. So we'll have that for Apple Blossom weekend, Friday and Saturday.
I think that is fantastic. And that makes it so much nicer, too, because you do have people. Tim will come in and he will love a stout. He likes the dark beer. He likes that IPA, hoppy. He knows all the terms. I know very few of the terms. But then I'm like, okay, so I'll take a glass of water.
Yeah.
A ginger ale?
You've checked.
That's why we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hard seltzers are great, gluten-free, super fruity, a little bit sweet, like dry. They're delicious.
Those Jello shots are really good.
Jello
too.
shots.
Oh my gosh. See,
Yeah.
if ever there were a sales
Apple
pitch to
Blossom.
come to Apple Blossom,
Yeah.
she is certainly giving it to me now.
They do a lot of events here that are outside of Apple Blossom too. So like even last week's Wine Fest, you had that paint class that was happening here. And it's nice to come in and sure, everybody loves to bloom, everybody likes to participate, but there are little pockets here in Old Town, like at Brew Works, where you can get away from the chaos and actually have something else happening.
And even Saturday, we're working with Arte Libre, and they're doing live art. There'll be some artists from that program here. We'll have a DJ, so there will be some cool other stuff happening in addition to all the bloom craziness.
And to Brady's point, you partner with a lot of nonprofits in the area. They will have fundraisers here. They will do things here. You mentioned earlier that Jenna has a board game night for literacy volunteers.
Yeah, so they do a monthly literacy volunteers board game night here. We do a lot of stuff with the local NAACP, ARE, like we work with a lot of friends of Old Town.
Oh, yeah, that group?
That group.
Yeah.
I forgot. How could I forget? No, we love to work with our local nonprofits, and it's great to get the word out about what we're doing for both of our businesses.
And the flip side of that is I can also call you up and say, Holly, I want to have a bridal shower or a baby shower, or I just want to reserve this wonderful little pavilion inside to have 8 of my friends come and complain about whatever is going on poorly in our lives right now.
Absolutely, yeah. We do private rentals. We do a lot of rentals before we open because on Saturdays and Sundays we're not open until 2. So we do a lot of bridal showers or even kids' birthday parties when we're not open to the public. We're happy to have a kids' party in a brewery. And then while we're open, we do have the indoor pergola that can seat anywhere from 25 to 50 people.
What do you estimate the construction outside? When do you think you'll be able to be in a position to have food trucks and things like that back?
We are hoping, who knows, right? They said 18 to 24 months.
They did set a precedent by getting the patio done early.
They had every crew member with Warfel on our patio one day, knocking it out, laying all those pavers. But we hope to have a drive that'll come past our patio whenever the work is completed that will have room for a food truck. So we won't have the big parking lot like we've had in the past where people can set up, but we should have space for a food truck to be able to pull up on the weekends. That's our hope.
And you're very lucky in that you have parking right out on Cameron Street on both sides of the street. You have the Our Health parking lot right across the lawn. And because of when you're open, there's usually not a lot of spaces that are being taken up in the evening in that parking lot.
Losing the parking lot, it's hard during the day when we're here working, but it's not a big loss for us in the evenings because we only have a handful of spots anyway. So once they're taken, people are parking on the street or the lots across the street anyway.
So for someone who's listening and they want to come hang out for Apple Blossom, have you been making posts on your Facebook page?
We have been making posts. So we're open on Friday for Apple Blossom 2 to 10. So we have the wine, the cider, slushies, hard seltzer, hard cider, all the things. And then on Saturday, we are opening up early to pregame before the big Grand Feature Parade. We're opening at 11 a.m. instead of 2 p.m. So we're open Saturday at 11 a.m. to pregame, and then we'll stay open through the Grand Feature and we close at 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Sunday you rest?
Sunday we're open 2 to 6, but it'll be a quiet.
It'll be a hangover day.
Yeah, a little hair of the dog action on Sunday.
Yeah.
So WinchesterBrewWorks.com. search Winchester Brew Works on Facebook, Instagram,
Yes.
all of the places, and then share it and invite your friends.
Share it, invite your friends. All of our hours for Apple Blossom are on there. Stuff about our upcoming anniversary and anything else in May coming up.
Awesome. Thank you for being available for me to just throw my phone in your face and say, talk to me.
You're my favorite person to talk to. I wouldn't miss it.
Wow. I am.
Wow.
That is a soundbite.
Wow.
I am totally, yes. Talk about reading reviews.
I say Brady a lot.
I am going to. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and continue our conversation with Brady Cloven, Executive Director for Friends of Old Town, about all of the other Apple Blossom madness that is happening over the weekend. So hang in there just a couple of more minutes.
Okay, what are you doing with your kids all summer? I can't do another screen time marathon every time it's too hot outside or I need to work.
Same. That's why I signed mine up for Typewriter Studio camps.
Oh, I've seen that place. In Old Town Winchester, it's cute. Art, right?
Yeah, but way more than that. Confidence, goals, history, culture, with real art educators. And different camps every week. My kids actually grow there.
Wait, what ages?
1st through 8th grade, June through August. Half or full day. And you can even stack with the Discovery Museum.
Okay, that's smart.
Starts at just $180 with sibling discounts, so both of yours can go.
Send me that link.
Already did. It's typewriterstudio.org. Oh, and use code FULLDAY at checkout for 15% off the PM camps.
Don't waste another summer. Have your kid explore, play, create cool art, and build friendships in a safe, creative space with limited class sizes and licensed teachers. Visit typewriterstudio.org and click Summer Camps. Use code FULLDAY at checkout for 15% off the PM camp. Additional savings for members.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today, I am your host, Janet Michael. We are sitting at Winchester Brew Works recording our show today on a Thursday afternoon. Brady Cloven sitting across the table from me under the pergola that we talked about a few minutes ago. We have released Holly to go tend to all of her beer duties and all of that sort of stuff. But Brady, we're in the throes of Apple Blossom because a lot of the events and the lunches and all of that sort of thing have happened.
Yes.
But it really kicks into gear as, quite frankly, as people are listening on Friday afternoon. Fireman's Parade is tonight. Grand Feature Parade is on Saturday. There's a lot, and there are already some parking spaces that are closed. I couldn't park at the Discovery Museum to run across the street and get my Hideaway Cafe mocha before I came here.
I know. Everything goes topsy-turvy. I mean, it's fun. It's really great for the local economy. I think that Brad Veach and the team at Apple Blossom have really honed in the past couple of years and have really done a good job to try to include all the merchants in Old Town, too. But it does throw a wrench in everybody's day-to-day activities. When I first moved down here, the Friday of Apple Blossom, everybody I knew from moving here was like, oh, like we're off today. And I was like, why are you off? And they're like, it's Apple Blossom. And I was like, okay, I work out of Boston. They do not care about that. And they were like, you're not off? I was like, no. I quickly called in sick. But yeah, so for parking, we have a ton of parking around Old Town.
All the parking garages will be open.
They are
right?
open. The only thing that's different is instead of being able to pay with cash, you can only pay with card. And
Makes
it
sense.
is a flat fee, an event fee. So in the garages like Court Square, George Washington, and Loudon Auto Parks, like all around Old Town, they're open for normal hours. And they will have a $25 parking fee, flat fee, which isn't terrible. I mean, if you're going to be out here all day, you probably shouldn't be driving anyways.
Right.
You really don't want to get caught in the parade. But I'm also going to make the case that if you get down here early enough, you can just spend the whole day in Old Town.
Right.
It's great. Yeah. You can get here at 11 o'clock as things are starting to open. You hit the Midway, you shop local for who's open.
You eat all of the junky carnival food,
Oh my God,
all of that
it's so
stuff.
good.
You come here, you have a beer or a hard cider or seltzer, and cleanse your palate and go back at it again.
Go watch the parade. So parking starting at 9 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, and $25 parking fee. It can only be credit card. But yeah, that's pretty much it for parking. There's tons of spaces in these lots. Like any other Old Town, you can do off-street parking, but just be very,
Yes.
very aware of what roads are closed. And you can find all that information at the city's website. They have actually an alert that you can sign up for road closures, but everything's listed there.
And pay extra special attention to signage if you think you find a sweet parking spot.
Yes.
Don't be parking in the spot that belongs to someone who has an apartment over the business that you might be parking in front of, because I would imagine there's going to be a lot of towing. Some tow companies are going to be in the black by the end of this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not only a really good financial situation for Apple Blossom Festival, but the tow trucks around us. Yeah, and just be patient with everybody. I mean, with big events like this, they are really fun, but there are a lot of people who work and live here, that this is a disruption. Even if it's a good one, it's still something that's different to their normal schedule. So just be patient with everybody.
And there's a lot of new things that are happening, not even apple blossom related necessarily. Like we've got 2 new restaurants, one that's going to be a full-on restaurant, a pop-up that's coming. There are new shops that are now locating downtown on the Walking Mall. This is a great time to explore.
Yeah, there's going to be some exciting stuff. So first of all, I think when you're looking at food, beverage, drink, all that for Apple Blossom, there's 2 new spots that are going to be open this weekend. So the Winchester Tavern, which is Chef Dan from Village Square and Water Street Kitchen's newest creation, and that is actually located under the Exchange at Loudon, which used to be the Monument. So right at the top of the mall. So right off the Midway, that's the first thing you can hit. And then if you go down just a little further down the mall, the old Dollar General.
Yes.
The large building.
That looks nothing like what it did as a Dollar
General. The Newberry building now. But Ben Rittenauer from Roma and Alsatian, it's their building, and they've been doing some really fun stuff that I want to keep under wraps until they announce. But they will be doing pop-ups all weekend. So actually today at 1 o'clock is their first one, and they're going to have the band sold out there. There's a $10 cover charge. Get in, get some good Alsatian beer, check out the bands, and then also Saturday as well, right before the parades. Go check them out. It's going to be great. Say hello. Support local. And then further down the mall, we have 2 new retail shops open. We have Moon and Moss Bookstore and Plants Shop. And then we also have Please Boutique Retail that just came in this past week. And I believe both of them will be open all weekend.
This is going to be a banner video weekend for Ian at An Affair to Remember, because the traffic that is going to be walking past that camera that we talked about last week is going to be insane.
It's probably going to be mostly me. It's going to be kind of like a Where's Waldo, but like Find Brady. I'm telling you, just like I said in that last episode, every day that I pass that now, I'm super aware of being like, oh, this thing's on. Like, oh, how's that from? Is that a good side? What is that? Is that 3 chins today?
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's going to be great. And there are a lot of businesses that do shut down for the bloom just because the amount of traffic that's in, it's hard to get here. But there also are a lot that stay open.
Right.
So I would say when you're down here, really go out of your way to stop in, support local, or just take a mental note of
Snap
what's
a couple
here.
of pictures of the storefronts that you don't recognize so that you can then come back Monday or Tuesday over lunch or in an evening on a Friday night. First Fridays are going to start in June, so this is a great way to start planning what you're going to do when you come downtown on a First Friday.
Yes, I'm very excited for that. But also, one thing we're doing different this year as Friends of Old Town is we have purchased Friends of Old Town branded balloons.
Get out.
And we'll be passing them out all Apple Blossom weekend.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm
That's
not sure it's great
cool.
for the environment, but it's great to spread cheer. And so we will be passing those out, all day, each day.
So let's talk for a second about Boscawen. It would obviously be closed anyway for Apple Blossom. It has been announced that it is going to close permanently. It's been closed for quite some time. Do we know yet what that might potentially look like? Where are they in the process of determining the future of Boscawen right there on the Walking Mall?
So the city is right in the middle of determining what it's going to look like. So they have decided to permanently keep it closed, and it's going to stay with the boundaries that are already closed with those temporary bollards right now. So like right there at the intersection of Indian Alley and Boscawen, and then over to just in front of where City Hall's parking lot lets out, so that there can still be room to get
Which I think was very
and
smart.
I think that the city did a really great job of approaching all the businesses, especially those on Boscawen, to ask what's going to be beneficial for them and presenting hey, something needs to change, but be part of that solution. And I think everybody's mostly happy with it. But the city also last week had a planning meeting set out where the public could come in and look at what they have designed so far.
We attempted to go and see that after our
Um,
recording, and it wasn't set up yet.
There are some really cool things like really expanding like patios and doing maybe some lawn furniture, doing something with that center where the pillars are right now. I think there's some ideas about making some fountains. I don't know what's actually going to come to fruition, but there were a ton of comments from the community just about feedback about I'd like to see this, or maybe this wouldn't work. Somebody even put down like charging stations for if you're going to be sitting at a bench, maybe have them the ability to plug in your phone and do work there. Somebody even put like the city used to have Wi-Fi through Old Town, maybe bringing something like that back if you want to work at these things. So really good discussion. It'll keep going. This actually fits into a larger conversation about these neighborhood design districts that are happening.
Right.
And Old Town is actually going to go through one as well. That'll be very different than like your Berryville or wherever else, because Old Town doesn't need that sort of development.
Right.
But there are some more aesthetic enhancements. And
You can
developments
have some of the perks without
Yes.
having some of the development.
But that meeting will actually be next week on May 7th, next Thursday night from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Taylor Pavilion, and the city will have boards set up where you can come out and look. Same thing as the Boscawen Street closure, where you can actually give feedback and real-time conversations about that. So please come out to that.
And Taylor Pavilion is open for this weekend.
It is. And last weekend, I got to watch them put on a show for Winefest, and it looked great. Not to toot our own horn, but like that stage looks incredible. And I heard from quite a few people that they like the new and improved stage. And you and I were talking about with Ian, like just watching people come down the Taylor alleyway and turn their heads and actually look at this thing.
And know what it's there for.
Yes. And I think phase 2 is going to be great. I actually just completed the grant application for phase 2, so knock on wood, it's going to be good. So a ton of great things happening in Old Town. And there's one thing, this is a few months away, but I wanted you to be one of the first people to hear it. Yes.
I love when that happens.
So I have been trying to do this one thing in Old Town since I got here, and I have not been able to figure out how to do it, but I think I've really got a chance this summer. So in August 22nd, starting at noon in Old Town, it's a Saturday, we are going to do the first ever Dog Days of Summer hot
Get
dog crawl.
out.
Yep. So we have isn't it a great name? We have participating restaurants that are all going to create their own artisanal hot dog that you can buy.
Which sounds like an oxymoron, but okay. I know where you're going with that.
And you can buy a passport, and you can come through and try each stop. They'll be voted on. You can figure out who is going to be the reigning hot dog champion in Old Town. We're working on getting some bands set up for the Taylor Pavilion and maybe even having a beer garden. It's going to be a really fun day, and all the proceeds go to our mission at Friends of Old Town. But it's just fun to get you in and out of Old Town. So the Dog Days of Summer hot dog crawl in Old Town will be on August 22nd.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
I am excited about that. I eat a hot dog once or twice a year.
Oh.
So this will be my once or twice a year
And you'll get
time.
like 5 years worth.
I know, right? Yeah, I'll be able to stock up and work ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait to announce the restaurants, but we have several throughout Old Town, and I'm working on a surprise one, too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's great. So follow you on socials, website, give me all of those
yes.
details.
So social media is the easiest. That's going to be Friends of Old Town on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it's Friends of Old Town Wink, W-I-N-C. And then if you go to our website, which is friendsofoldtown.org, that'll have a full calendar of events on there. That's not just us, but also the merchants in Old Town, what they're doing. And that'll also show the different committees we have if you want to give that way. Giving could be $5 a month, it could be $10 a month, it could be just giving some of your time to join one of our committees. All the information is there. We're more than happy to have you be a friend of Old Town.
Well, have a happy and safe bloom, my friend. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to talk to me.
Of course, always. Happy to. And have a safe bloom.
I will be back on Monday with a brand new episode of The Valley. Today we're going to talk a little, ironically enough, as we follow Apple Blossom, Disaster Leadership Academy with the American Red Cross on Monday. But it's a much easier, more fun conversation.
Coincidence?
Meet me back here for that on Monday, just a few minutes after noon.